Hello people, how are we all doing? I hope we are all well. 14 people, 6 likes, lovely to see you all here. I know it's a weird one, it's international break, but we've still got a debrief to do because I keep forgetting to really debrief games at the minute. It just because everything else is going on at the minute, so it's always a bit weird with everything that's happened. But I hope you're all doing well, hope you're all good and had a good day. Evening Adam, evening can't be out. We all went the evening lads and lasses, yep. I hope we're in a good mood, but it was the one where this weekend has come and passed, and now we go into basically what I like to probably call speculation as who next owner is. Well, I don't want to speculate. I actually just want to leave it to the people. Hey, I hope you had a good weekend apart from the result. Apart from the result, Andrew, good weekend. I enjoyed it. Knackering. Today's been... I always treat Mondays and Tuesday like a bit of a weekend because I don't have my little boy. So today I've not done much and it's been beautiful. It's been lovely. And I didn't do much on Sunday itself, so it's been nice. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Mental health check-in, please. While I remember, let me put that in myself. I am still here. I just can't type and talk at the same time. It's a really bad habit that I don't have. Why is that not working? Oh, this is weird. Okay. 110. Put your mental health check in, please. I much appreciate it. But yeah, the result... you know what? The result wasn't much to be expected. A little bit of new manager bounce in a sense with the caretaker. But apart from that, they played very well. They knew what our weaknesses was. And our weakness was basically at the back. And not being able to take chances. And that's been our problem for the longest time. For the longest time, I can't think of a episode that I haven't done in such a while. Or a review where it's like, we've had so many shots, but there's only been so many on target. And again, it's one of those things where you keep doing. Oh, but 1, 2, 3, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Decided to go a little bit earlier tonight because I like to just have a little bit of a, not a long one because there's not much. My wild speculation is that Charles will be playing the derby. That is a wild speculation, but one I would love to see come true. Run Pump Man, I really want him to play in that derby because I have no faith in Hobart. I want to back every player who comes on the pitch, but that man gives me heart palpitations when he does stuff. He just doesn't have confidence. And he doesn't have a confidence in his own ability by the looks of it when he goes to do things. It seems like there's a bit of a mental kind of block before he goes to do something. It's just not great. Mental health, 8 out of 10. Brilliant, eh? I'm good, John. How are you, mate? How are you well? Do you have a good weekend? But yeah, it just feels like Hobart is one of the things where you look at what Hamer did at QPR at weekend versus that lot from the other side. That lot from the other side, you kind of want to go, we should have kept him because he would have, even as a backup, he would have been perfect. But of course, we couldn't offer any contract. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't do a single thing because of the 2 golden elephant man. Because of it. I hope so too. However, is Oliver Timman too. Yeah, does feel that way. It does feel like you just got a Timman part 2, and it just, he scares you. He scares you when he's in there. He can pull off some amazing saves, don't get me wrong. Some of the one-on-one saves have been really good. Some of the reflex saves have been good. But then he got that part of his locker which is not so good. So the punching, the not really having the right ability. It's like he got Bickett wrists. He really struggled to hold a ball. And when you see the size of the gloves he got, I am 100% sure that man broken his fingers a lot. And they've never really properly healed. Because his gloves are massive. I can't see how you're actually being able to hold the ball that well. So it's one of them where I always look at it going, But you look at the goals they scored, they were very easy, let's be honest with you. They were very, very easy goals. And one of them was an excellent team goal. But you look at how we got back into it, but our head didn't drop. That's the nice thing about this squad at the minute. Their heads do not drop at all. They just keep going and keep going and keep going. And the thing is, you got that thing where Harry and Masters shot, fantastic, really good to pull it back. You had people like Cads and McNeil pressing. I liked McNeil and Cads' partnership, I won't lie. However, it's good or very bad. You're never not sure what you're going to get. I agree. Not going to lie, can't stand Holver. I think he's the worst keeper I've ever seen in a Wintership. I think he's one of those things where he just doesn't build you with confidence at times. There's certain things, but then the game where he will actually come out and make some amazing saves and keep you in the game. You're like, where's that consistency? That's what you want it with him, the consistency. And you heard what Henrik said afterwards, saying how he'd come in being third choice, he's going to be a bit rusty, all that kind of stuff. And I get that. I do understand that logic. With him going, you're going to be rusty, you're going to be very, he's not going to be playing at his best because he's not had a run of games. He's now got a run of games, and the thing is though, he had a run of games, and then it kind of stopped because of that red. And you just look, there's certain things where he gets in a panic. There was a bit where he just flapped and nearly had the ball around him. And you're just like, please defend a bit better. The situation with him and Sean Fasiri, and it was a bit of Sean's fault, but also keeper should have called for it a bit earlier. Then there was a bit where he kind of stumbled forward to try and take it in his chest area, fumbles it, and we have to then clear it off the line again by Sean. And the fact is that Sean's doing really well should be a big worry for us, because he could get called up by Zimbabwe for the African Cup of Nations. If he gets called up for the African Cup of Nations, we have no Jan Valery and no Sean Fashiri. That's another two midfielders gone. Ian and Adam, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. And that's the big risk you've got when you start to look at the players that are going to get called up. We have two. We're not used to it. And it could be the whole kind of thing. It's the difference of what we need now from the EFL to give us leeway or what we're allowed to do now. Because at the end of the day, we are in a position now that we don't have squad depth. We're already using youth team players. The youth team players that we're using are not used to the amount of games to playing. So because they're not used to the amount of games to playing, the body's not used to it, they're getting injured a little bit more easily. You've also got the thing, we're getting more injuries because of stuff. He's good at blocking and point blank shot, but that's it. Like out on the pitch, given such, I'd rather see the kid play and see. I get that. I just wonder if there was something from the EFL or Cardiff that says you have to play him. And it just makes you wonder if there's just something about not lobbing the lad in straight away, because there could be a registration issue. I don't know. None of us know. There could be a registration issue why we're not playing him. It's one of the ones I don't know. Oh, he did amazing against the Blunts. It's a shame we didn't keep him. We couldn't offer him a contract, Adam. That's the problem. We couldn't offer a contract. I think that's something we would have liked to have done if we could have offered a contract. And a lot of it right now is just down to us causing our own problems in everything that keep going on. And the thing is, I like what I've seen from certain players. Like, you've got a thing where Logan Stretch and I think another one of the other lads have got called up to the Welsh squad for the under-19. So we got them going to international duty. So you've got to pray they come back. You've got Cads, Sean and Bailey. Sean's, and everything, forget that Zimbabwe qualified and Sean could potentially go. He is at the moment. Yeah, I think they've had an injury to one of their keepers. But he's done well. He's done well from so far. But you look at how he played in that second half. I also got bullied off the ball. Very easy goal for him to go. Not a lot you could do about it in terms of stopping it. It was always going to go in for me. In a multi, did we even play Hamer? We did. We did play him. We played him a couple of times in cup games. That was about it. But we barely played him after that. But the thing is, he got brought in as a backup. He got brought in as a bench player. That's what his job was. His job was to be bench player. We brought in Beadle to be the keeper that season because of how he did in the second half of the season. And then you had the thing where Charles outdid them both and got the nod right at the end because Beadle was making mistakes. We did play Harmer a couple of times. And Hamer also had some injury issues himself. If you remember, a lot of that season, last season, was about him getting his fingers right. He kept on injuring his hand. So we were always in that kind of situation where Charles went into backup and he went into third choice, which I think it probably would have been the other way around if he could keep fit. But that's another one of those things where if he could keep fit. If I offer went down instead of staying up, it wouldn't have been a goal. Yeah, true. Very true. But there's not a lot we can do about it. If buts and maybe it's done now. It would have been nice to get to go into the international break. Can you imagine if we went into the international break on positive numbers? Like we got a win at Norwich and we got a win at Southampton and we actually had positive number. But here what it is. Ian in Daniel Hayden. Yeah, miss much. I decided to go early. It's on me. I just want to have a bit more of a break tonight than I normally do. Definitely think Cads and McNeil. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Cads and McNeil did offer much more than Jamal and Cookbow. I did think they've offered more than Ugbo and Jamal. They looked energized. They looked like they were ready for it. And the thing is, I hope we got Brown back at the end of this international break because he was looking really good. Do we still think... I don't know, Callum. I kind of want him to give him a fair shake of it and just kind of a bit of a nicety to go, look, because if you think about it, there's nothing that Henrik's actually done wrong in terms of what he's done. He stepped in, he's doing the best with what he got. So I think he deserves a shot. Jake, is there any news about loan? No, there's been no news. They're meant to be getting... there's nothing about loan players yet, mate, from what I can see. I know Side put some stuff. But at the minute, we're still waiting for word from the FL. It'll be interesting to see. We're still waiting on the stuff to see if we can get free agents in more than anything. I think it frees first, get them in, and then see what can happen if we got new ownership by the transfer window and see what we're allowed to do. Because I'll be interested to see what wiggle room the EFL give new ownership, if any. They might give them a bit of some wiggle room to get some players in because we haven't got it and show that we've got the financial backing now. But a lot of what happens next is going to be interesting. The summer will be a big overhaul. Excuse me. Of free agents, because if I remember correctly, and the Derby fans had it, they were in a 2-year business plan and they couldn't go over $8,000 in wages. So you got to do well with a lot of free agents, I think, especially if we're still not allowed to sign anyone for a fee or loan fee. Henrik has to have a chance for me, and I'll be honest, he's a good man. I reckon he's good at bringing youngsters with new owners. I agree. He deserves a chance for me. I don't think you should judge him on this period right now. I don't think that's fair because he come in and he's trying to do the best he can with a makeshift squad. I think you give him at least a season, see what happens there. It's looking like you're not there with him. You do make the change, but it all depends on what people want to do. Some of the new owners, they may want a clean break from Chansey full stop, but I don't think that's fair on Henrik if you say he's part of that Chansey thing. He's not. He actually stepped up more than anyone did to say, I'm going to stay here, I'm going to still do the club, I'm not getting paid, I don't care, I'm going to be that kind of thing. And the thing what we had was, when we knew Danny was going, we had that thing that we knew we had continuity with the fact that the players already knew Henrik, and Henrik has already been a manager. So it's great to see that continuity just can't continue. But the problem you got going into this season was the unknown. We've had an unknown all season. All season, we've not known when we're getting the net point deduction. We've not known when people were going to get paid. We've not known anything. I'm just glad we didn't have to play against Shea Charles. True, same. I think the season you just call the season the unknown, because you don't know what's going to happen from day to day. You don't know what the net thing's going to be happening, because it could go down as one of the worst seasons of football in terms of going down and point deductions and stuff. But it could go down as the best season ever because we got rid of DC. Key thing is I think Henrik has had a reputation with clubs for his coaching development, and that's a big plus. Yep, I agree. I think you're right there, Andrew. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we always hear about new owners coming in and taking away old managers away straight away. Look, Chansiri did it. He didn't give Stuart Gray a chance. He immediately got rid of Stuart Gray. Gray didn't get a chance. Off you go. And the biggest thing you had there was one Kieran Lee signs a new contract going, I'm looking forward to play for Stuart Gray. He's a really good manager. And then 3 days later, he'd been sacked and in come Carlos. And I think that's the whole thing you look at with what happens. Why did Lee deduction go to a vote? I don't know, mate. I cannot remember for the life of me. I know we were one that voted from not to get a deduction. I generally don't know. I'd be interested to see if that happened with us, what would happen with other clubs and us right now. Would people vote for us to have a deduction or not to have a deduction? It would be interesting, wouldn't it? It would be an interesting social experiment to see what they're like. Youngton may be our way back up, to be fair, with someone like Pedersen. Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I think that's good. But also, you're going to have to bring in some experience. You can't just rely completely on youth teamers. And that's where the free agent market will be crucial with who we recruit and how we get recruitment done. Like, this season's pretty much a write-off. If we did something fantastic, great. But at the same time, it's about building for next season and what we can and can't do, what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do, what the new ownership is going to set out as their new way of I sure heard a noise then. Their way of moving on with the club. They could have the situation where they start going forward and having plans, and we already got a list of players ready to go just in case for the summer, or players who we may be able to convince to come to League One club. But it's all going to be about what money we can pay and what we're not allowed to pay. Given the state we are in, I feel Henrik will offer continuity to get us out of the embargoes, then given a chance to sign his own player, provide his loyalty to the club. Well, the thing is, we will come out of the embargo once everything's done. The big one's going to be the transfer fee one, because that one's not going anywhere anytime soon. But we want to make sure we get all the point deductions this season. Like, the big thing is to get the point deductions that were owed now. Because we could get to a point where we get to positive point numbers, and then the EFL go, no, here's your overload of point deductions, and we're back down to where we were again. And we could get to where we get to positive numbers again. It's like, right, you come out of administration, but all your creditors are not done. Here's another minus 15. That could be our season. But I think as long as you build in the right direction and you have a communication, that's the key bit here, word. You have a communication that works well with everyone. I think that the way you are able to get a team together full of free agents, there's a way of doing it, and there's a way of making you competitive at the same time. And that's the big word, how to make us competitive with free agents. How many loan players are we allowed to field at one time? 5, I believe it is, mate. I think it's 5 that you can have in your match day squad. So you're going to have to be careful of that whenever you do it. But I think a mixture of frees, loans, but the loans, again, we've got to see if the opposition clubs will pay the loan fee for us or waive the loan fee, because we can't do it. You can't remember, we still will, if we're talking about loans, the loan fee, there's everything else. If a club wants a loan fee, we may have to tell them and say we can't do that because we're in a transfer fee and loan fee restriction until winter 2027. Which will cripple us in terms of getting that stuff done. Hey, that's good for the better number for you than recent time, DJ. Much appreciate. That's good. Good to hear. But I think you've got to, and evening by the way, DJ. I think you've got to look at when they are gonna have to try and do. You're gonna have to rebuild a League One club, because that's what we'll be, with either Championship experience who are willing to go down to League One. They've got quite a few freebies out there. Oh, there's a lot of freebies we can go for. There are loads of free agents good enough this summer. People like Harry Down, if you plan early, but by... Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Gone cold. 37, nice one, Adam. Oh yeah, there's a loads of decent free agents. If you look around the free agency, there's loads, and especially you know what's going to be a free agent, and it's going to be about selling the project. I hate that word, but it is going to be selling the project to new players, knowing that it's new ownership, knowing that new ownership is going to come in and try and sell them a vision, sell them a plan. The fact that I still think having Kevin Beadle as our head of recruitment makes a lot of sense. He had a really good spell at Arsenal. He had a really good spell at Cardiff to a point. Having him help or get someone in there to help him will be brilliant. I'd love to see us go down a sporting directive model and give that a try. And that's something I think that could work. And I think that's something Henrik knows how to work with, because that's what they do in the Red Bull model. So it's something he does know. That wouldn't be alien to him. He knows how that works. The thing is, with that though, you've got to make sure the sporting director is the right one for you. Because you only have to look at what Norwich have got going on. They're a sporting director who brought in their man of manager, didn't work. Brought in their man of manager, hasn't worked. Doesn't look like they're doing great. You look at Wolves. Wolves sacked their manager and sporting director at the same time. Are we any closer? Not yet, mate. We haven't heard anything from the EFL yet, or nothing come out about it yet. So we'll see. That might be something that gets said tomorrow about it, but we haven't heard anything. I know this afternoon was meant to be the green light, but we haven't had anything. No different than a few years, really. No, it's not. It's the same. It's exactly the same when we went down with Darren Moore in 2019. When we went down in 2019, we were only allowed to bring in free agents, and we had a business plan, an EFL business plan to follow, which we did, and we could only bring in free agents. But you can bring in free agents and do well. The only difference we'll have is we can only bring in free agents because if anyone wants a loan fee, we ain't going to be able to pay it because we won't be allowed, or we're going to have to ask the EFL if we can have a loan fee for this player and see if they allow it and give us some leeway. It all depends. Right now, everything all depends on what happens next with the EFL. Like, that's the issue you've got. We are in the hands of the EFL right now. Given that we are going for fees and lows, will there be a wage limit after the embargo are lifted? Yeah, there's going to be a wage limit. Yeah, we'll have a wage cap of about $8,000 because of going into administration. It's what Derby had. Derby went into administration. They had to have 2-year business plan, and they had a wage cap of about $8,500. It was about $8 or $8,500. That's what they could do with salaries. That's all they could do. So we will have a wage cap. There will be one. They are different, but it's more based on what commercially you bring in than anything. At least no. Not necessarily, Adam. There might be international breaks. There might be international breaks if we get any players who are on international duty. If you get someone like Cads, say Cads, Jan, Charles, and someone else get called up, it'll get called off and we'll have to rearrange it. We will potentially still have an international break. Me, for one, I kind of need the international break because it gives me a chance to reset. Because you got to remember, for me, it helped me reset a little bit. Because I'll be honest, when I did League One for those 2 seasons, nearly killed me. And I'm not looking forward to it. I don't feel Stretch will be the number 2 yet. Leave him in the under 20 to get Lumley. You can't get Lumley though. Lumley's alone. We wouldn't be able to do it, mate. Because I don't think you're going to get Lumley back from Bristol City on a loan. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. I agree with you. Bringing in another number 2 makes a lot of sense. But I don't see us being able to get one in on loan. Personally, I think we're going to be able to get the Harry and Matt deal done again, hopefully, by doing the same thing we've just done in the summer, by saying Man United are going to cover everything. Harry will stay there for the rest of the season. My biggest worry is that we could have it that we lose Harry and Matt in January, Jan Valery to Tunisia, Sean Fashiri to Zimbabwe for the AFCON. Then you've got the potential that Hobart go back, brilliant, but then you've got Shea Charles, no recognised number 2, and that's the other thing you've got. Younger Cav was smashing it when he wasn't, when he was with us, Lou. He was doing really well. Yeah, the last time we had a few international breaks. Yep. Ian inside, how you doing, mate? But the thing is, what you got to remember is that we had to do that deal. We couldn't not do that deal. It had to be done. Ian and Jack, how you doing, mate? How you good? By the way, this will be ending a little bit earlier than normal because I have started early, but you've got plenty of time, by the way. I started early at about, 7:30-ish? This time, or 7:40, something like that. I started a little bit early. I'm a bit knackered, to be fair. Ian and Jimmy, 1867, how you doing, mate? But it all depends on what happens next with the EFL with new owners, how everything goes. Just saying, lads, need to dust off the boot, might get called up. Goose Creative, sick note turned up. Ian and Lee, how you doing, mate? Yeah, he'd been ill again. He went outside. He decided to go enjoy the world of 4K and didn't enjoy it at all. He went and touched some grass and got poorly. Oh, you got to stop doing that. Got to stop doing that. But yeah, it's one of those things where we got to look at what we do next and how we approach it. Like at the minute, we are in the hands of the administrators. Then whoever comes in, then in the hands of the EFL, making sure they can pass the fit and proper person test. And then we go from there. Hey mate, how you doing, Waddle 637? Hope you well. Was it off maybe so Doris? May have been, you never know, you might have had a 2-for-1 going, Lee. You could have got it from both. He got his favourites though. Do you reckon any free agent comes straight into? I think so. I think it's one of those things where you potentially will do. It all depends on how well they kept themselves fit, how well they managed to train when they've been on their own or wherever they've trained. It all depends how quick they come into it. Ideally, you want to get them in this international break because you can get them up to speed before the next game, which is United. But you got to remember, you're bringing in a free agent now. They've got to hit the ground running. Remember when we brought in, oh, bloody hell, name. Oh, bloody hell, forgot his name. Now at MK Dons. Someone will remember it. What happened to Femero and Icky from last season? Femero is at Hull. Icky is at Blackpool. Not doing too badly. No. They found club, mate. Femero went thing. We did videos on it on the channel. If they're centre mid, they are definitely will be straight in. I mean, it is EFL talking to the green light is 8% done. Nice. Hopefully I get done. Mendes Lang. Thank you. Mendes Lang. I don't know why I couldn't remember Mendes Lang. Joe Bayer was also a free, which was interesting because it was like 20%. What was it? 20%. We had 20% sell-on fee. They kind of killed the contract to do it. The guy from Plymouth. Who do we have from Plymouth? Who do we have from Plymouth? What am I on about? Buyers, Jesus Christ. Mender contract on. Cost him, he did. He does not have a neck, does he? But you do look at the situation where we have managed to bring the players in the past and do okay. The problem Sissoko, that's it, Sissoko, yes. Because he could be from Toulouse, wasn't he? So Toulouse, and yeah. Hey Ian, how you doing, mate? Sissoko. Because he didn't play, he played I think he played 45 minutes, that was about it. It didn't do anything. It's a shame because he looked like he had bits of promise when he was at Plymouth. Where's he gone now? I think he's at Bolton this season. Let me check. Is he at Bolton? I swear he went to Bolton. Let's have a look. Team, 13 players. So look, I'm sure he went to Bolton. The fielders. Yeah, Sissoko on loan. Yeah, he went to Bolton. Knew he went to Bolton. God, my brain didn't kill me. Probably should team up, bending down to. I can't read that workout. Kessa didn't even get a chance. He didn't. He was the worst. No, he wasn't. I don't think he was the worst signing out of ever. I think with Sissoko, the worst signing ever was when we got the X-Days, the Milan defender. He only played that one game. Would like to see more, as I say too. Yep, agree. Someone you'd love to bring on loan next season is Drewbury, who currently on loan to Wanderers and having so much fun from Brighton, but I have a funny feeling they're not going to loan him back out again to League One. I think they'll loan him to Championship or even play. Ian in my sugar journey, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. There's some good loans in League One at the minute, though. Up there. It is up there, that one. I won't lie. Oh, God. Check this a minute. Yeah, we could have done with that. There you go. It's not exactly 7. Not exactly what you wanted, Goop, but I timed him out for 60 seconds. Need I remind you? Emmanuelson. That's it. Emmanuelson. That's the one I remember. Hey, Danny. How you doing, mate? Hope you well. Jordan Rowe, for my money, he scored a few. Yeah, but he was always the player that DC kind of went, oh, you want him, I buy him, even though it looked like Carlos was already set on Sammy Winnell being the main guy. That was a case of bring him in because we can, but then it didn't work out. And I think it was always going to be that case with Jordan Rhodes. It just felt to me that it wasn't a Carlos signing. Carlos didn't want him. He had his striker who he wanted, and Jordan just got brought because the club said you're having him. Which one for anything? Emmanuelson, mate. Emmanuelson, Vakwe didn't do too badly. Armstrong last season, whatever happened to him? Armstrong is back in Scotland. I think he's at Aberdeen, I want to say. I want to say back at Aberdeen. Yeah, he's at Aberdeen. Nah, he got another club. He went to Aberdeen. He went back to Scotland, which made sense. Yeah, I thought it was Aberdeen. I remember seeing that one going, that's another one we've missed. Or that's another one we can't get in because of the whole situation. Yeah, it's one of those situations you just look at where we're at and how we went to do stuff. Yeah, it is Aberdeen. I just looked it up. And good, my ball knowledge is okay. In terms of where players have gone. But it's all going to see what happens next. If we can get it all done, and if, like people have said, what more is someone we have looked at in the past, and he was someone who we were looking at getting in, and then everything with the EFL kicked up a hornet nest so we couldn't do it. What's up, Jack? You can type. Roads up at the Apple car. We were great guns. We had accommodation. Jordan just threw us off track. Good shout. I don't remember also even playing for us. He did. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he played for us. He did play game for us. I'm damn sure he did. Hang on. He played 18 times for us, mate. Uh, 18 times. Anyway, the coding kicked in. I've got to go bed. Catch you. Have a good one, Bob. Hope you all back in better soon, mate. Go sleep. I think the fan forum has an account for Rose, but that's the only time I ever defended the Elephant Man. True. Under Stuart Gray. Good evening, Daniel. How you doing, mate? Bamford, Dele Alli, Oxlade, Change Case, all threes at the moment. They are. It's all about what they would. It's about what they would take in cash paychecks, though, wouldn't it? It's how much they're willing to drop. And the thing is, you get to a point, I think, where you're like, I just want to play. Will the new owner bring you? We don't know, Lou. We've had this conversation already. We don't know. Generally, we don't know if they would or not. Second half season, the one a Disco sponsor. Yep. Oh, also, everyone, you can stop the search for the blue, with the light blue trim first shirt situation. I found one. Getting it sorted on Friday, so I finally found one. So I've got one, which you're going to add to the collection, which is lovely. Second, yeah, I think it's one of those things you look at what when they need now. Don't know. Westwood did look keen to come back not so long ago, but it all depends. It was kind of, It kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. I think he's doing coaching at Crew, and he's also got like his own goalkeeping coaching academy. So that's where that is. Yeah, that's where that is for me. I think it's safe to say that that's where we're going to be on that one for a bit. Where a lot of my memories drunk grey not there. 2014, pretty much. No, I wasn't drunk or high. Just had no memories that season. I think that was just a meme tweet. He's tough. He's not retired. Oh God, that's funny. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next. We're all on number two. We're all on another 2 weeks when we hopefully find out the next donor will. Hopefully, Daniel. Hopefully, they want soft deadlines 21st, 22nd, 21st time, and then they're looking at 5th of December being closer time where we'll know. Waddle, Hurst, and the other legends who were at the club last week, if they fancy game, starting game. Hurst and Waddle knew where the net was exactly. I think it's Hurty or what? I think it's worth Hurty or Waddle is doing some mentoring with Joe Brown, which is great news. I think that's something that will be really good, just to get him firing on all cylinders. Really, again, because he's gonna come back from that injury and want to hit the ground running. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Were they given the deadline of actual big rather than proof of funds by the 5th? Tell all your shirts you could put a bid in. It's great to see the legend. But why is Sinido not a coach with all that need to happen? He currently like some sort of president role or some sort of weird thing with the Saudi club that Ronaldo's at. The game against them lot will be interesting. Got my ticket. It was a fortune. Yep. So I guess that satisfies the number of potential concrete bidders now. Well, we got 10 in now, Jack. I did a video earlier. So it's 10 people who have put up the 50 million to show they've got actual running of it. And the soft deadline, the 21st. And they're hoping to have by the 5th of December nailed it down to the preferred bidders. So your 1, 2, and 3, maybe 4 who were in there, who they know will pass the fit and proper person test. Well, 24th is the first time we went into League One. I think I kind of fell out of love with the club when we first went to League One, as it hurt a lot and couldn't watch us. We were out of League One by then, mate. We were in the Championship in League One in 2014. We came up 2012. We were in the Championship then, mate. I'm sure we were in the Championship in 2014. Samido is here. That's the one. Thank you. I'd love to know who donated all that cash to Sheffield Wednesday. I think a fan, no name, probably something. Walton donated what cash, mate? A lot of the cash had been done by fans. It was good to see the legends involved in that. He basically there put Then put the million forward. So put the millions for wages for the money you leave to fund. Please take help, James. How you doing, mate? I think whoever we get has a good wealth of interesting times. I agree. No, 13th championship. Yeah, I thought we were. I thought we were in the Championship then. I didn't think we were in League One. I mean, that was the season where we were building something. We were like, right, we can build on this and see what happens. Yeah, I thought we were in League One. 2010 was the relegation season. I remember it well, sadly. Someone has donated $1 million if the club needs it. Oh, right. And I haven't seen that, Lou. I generally haven't seen that at all. If did that we need, then brilliant, great. But I generally haven't seen that. There's an unnamed person who put $1 million in the account for the club to use if they need it, interest-free. Nice. Haven't seen that one, hadn't heard that one, but at the end of the day, great to see if that happens, and if we need it, brilliant. Then I have no idea why I don't remember it. Was I adopted memory wiped? Thank you, mate. I didn't watch all the forums because I was absolutely knackered. I saw bits of the forum. There's some days you have to just switch off. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. It's the loan, I think, if we want it. Yeah, if we need it, it's there, which is good. It's good that it's there if we need it. Hopefully we don't need it, but that helps. That helps a lot. So the fact that somebody put an interest-free loan in if we need it, so great. He did bring Tom Lees in. He did. Stuart Gray had a decent little team. I would have loved to see Gray do more with that team and see what he could have done with money. It was just always things and roundabouts. I've watched it, mate. I just watched bits and pieces. I've just not watched all of it. And to be fair, I do a lot of Wednesday stuff as it is. Did anyone see photos of McNeil? I did. It was good to see. Jack, don't you start. You didn't turn up to a podcast. Oh, shit. There you go. That's why you don't remember. You keep with bored. Better reason. Stuart Gray was amazing bloke. Shit on a form. A great height. I liked Stuart Gray. You need to collect a trophy. Yeah, talking of trophies. Hang on. Just to call him out again. Come on. Why is this autofocus not working on there? It should be. Yeah, talking of that, you need to collect this, or is this staying here for when I win it this year? Working too busy in his dungeon basement. We would have got Prem, but the man sacked him and brought in Karloff. Yep. I generally liked him. LeBron has said that Stuart Gray had very big plans for the chance here and would have been fantastic. Oh, yeah, I agree. Completely. He had good plans. He had things that he wanted in place, but you got to remember DC got signed or brought in at Sheffield Wednesday because of his son. I'll set on his behalf. Yeah, Lee, come in and set on his behalf. Are you going to turn up to the net TW in person, Jack? I don't know when we're net doing that yet, actually. We only do it around January time. It all depends on how busy we all are and what James can get off work because he's his new job. He doesn't have anything that he can just drop at a hat, and sometimes he works weekend now. 52 people watching and 21 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. Never. But yeah, that's where we're at the end of the day. We'll see where everything goes and how everything lies with Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. But having the international break is good for us all, though. It gives us all a bit of a chill time. Hey, Darren. How you doing, mate? I hope you're well. But I have been going for an hour, so I will be stopping shortly. It'll get a hump on. Change his name to Dayco. Dolly Jacob. Like the reason. Yeah, it all went Pete Tong. It was just like I knew Jack was ill, and I didn't want him doing a pod
went ill, because I don't know how much that would have took out of him. To be fair, he did offer, and I did turn around and said he did offer to do it, but I knew he'd get to the point where he'd get gapped. So, to be fair, and James, I'm hoping the house move went well for him, but I also know he was panicking about shifting a very, very big telly that he wasn't too happy trying to shift. That's what he wants with Doris. Wait, what's he going to do? Not stream? Later, mate. Cheers, John. Have a good one. His YouTube buggy didn't get the notification. For what? What did he not get a notification for? This stream or what? Let me know what you mean. Of course I have, mate. Hang on. Just give me a minute. Hey, this dream. It should have came up. Can't lose the poor lad on his own. It should have come up. I don't know why it didn't. It might be because I came on early. Might have been because I came on early. It was set for 7, and I think sometimes if you go early before it's done, it don't like it. At the end of the day, we are where we're at. But guys, I'm gonna leave it here for tonight. Good debrief. I really enjoyed this one. Go enjoy your evening. Go find something to do. But I am gonna go break because I have been yawning constantly in this episode. I think I'm knackered. I think I just need to go have a bath, have a chill, and enjoy the rest of my evening. I am absolutely shattered. It looked good, doesn't it? It's a nice shirt. I am getting a collection of them now, though. What are you got saying? What you got saying on new owner, mate? I think we're going to get Americans. I personally think we're getting Americans. That's my personal thing. But I think Gut said we're getting Americans. I just got a feeling we're getting Americans. Who? I don't know. But I think people with a way to sort the club out for the better. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, YouTube's been having issues elsewhere. It sent me a very interesting message to me earlier, which made me grab my head. But, yeah, right, guys, I'm going to speak to you soon, and I'll speak to you later.